Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Mr. DDG94 here with another MyCareer 2K game playing. Today is game 2. We're taking on the Denver Nuggets. We lost game 1. Let's see if we can bounce back and get this win and tie the series up. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. Get my way, Ty Lawson. I get blocked. JaVale, throw it down. JaVale want this. JaVale's not playing no games. We had that lead in the last game, man, and well, we fucked it up. Well, they fucked it up. I got fouled out. But yeah, man, anyways though, guess I can talk about FIBA. Mainly the USA one, and I gotta say, man, I hope this helps out all these young guys, man, going into the league this year. You know, hopefully this helped Kyrie, and it don't look like it helped Kyrie with his defense, though. I can obviously see that this FIBA experience did not help Kyrie with his defense at all. I really thought this would help him being around, you know, coaches like Tom Thibodeau and Coach K and all these other great coaches. You know, I really thought this would help him out with his defense, but obviously it didn't, because if you was watching that, who was it? Was it Serbia they played in the finals? It was Serbia, right? Serbia. Yeah, Serbia. They was playing them in the finals, and Kyrie was doing pretty bad. Was doing pretty bad on defense. He was getting killed by that pick and roll game. Let me just state that right now. He was getting killed by that pick and roll game. All they had to do was run pick and roll, and Kyrie Irving was out the mix. It did help James Harden, though. I was very surprised at the defensive presence that James Harden was establishing. He did a pretty good job on defense. He learned. I think he was learning. Then you got guys like Kenneth Faried. You know, Kenneth Faried, to me, he could be a great player in this league. He has to really learn how to shoot the damn ball, though. Like, he needs to be a spot up shooter. He needs to learn how to be a spot up shooter, because until he gets a jump shot, he's not effective. Like, he's great because he's like the Energizer Bunny. Like, you know, like when he comes off the bench, he brings it when he's on the floor. There's just so much energy because he's there. He hustles. He gets it in, you know, like he gonna do his thing, but he needs to really learn how to shoot the ball. Like, if he can become a spot up shooter, man, like if he can be like who's a good example? Serge Ibaka. Let's say that. Let's say he becomes like a Serge Ibaka, because Serge Ibaka is a good spot up shooter. Like, Serge Ibaka is a good spot up shooter, but you know, I mean, that's amazing when a big guy can go 7 of 7 or 11 of 11 or 10 of 10 from the field, just shooting spot up 2-pointers. You know, if Ken Faried can turn himself into that, then he would be a dominant force to be reckoned with. Who else improved in this FIBA experience? Anthony Davis. Obviously, Anthony Davis was the big. Well, to me, he wasn't the big surprise. I've always felt like Anthony Davis was going to be a beast. You just had to let him get his feet wet, because, you know, there's a reason why Anthony Davis didn't win Rookie of the Year his first season. It's because he's a big man. And Damian Lillard won because he's a point guard. It was understandable, because who has the ball in their hands more, the point guard or the big man? The point guard. So of course, a guy like Damian Lillard will have a better chance of winning Rookie of the Year than than Anthony Davis would. But when you look at it, who made the team and who didn't? Damian Lillard didn't make the team, but Anthony Davis did. That's saying something. So don't sit there and, I ain't saying Damian Lillard is a bad player. I'm not going to say that he's not better than Anthony Davis, but the talent between the two right now, you could say Damian Lillard because he's a point guard. He has playoff experience, but when I look at the talent, man, I just see Anthony Davis being something big in this league, man. I see him being something big in this league. I'm not going to say he's going to be on that Tim Duncan level. Not just yet. He got to win a couple rings in order to reach that level. Right now, I consider him more on the level of a Blake Griffin or a Kevin Love, Not a great, not a great spot up shooter like Kevin Love, but better defender than both of them, in my personal opinion, because Blake Griffin don't play no D, Kevin Love don't play no D, so Anthony Davis got them there. And then his offensive game is different. It's kind of like he's kind of like a power forward center clone of like Kevin Durant in a sort of way, in some sort of way. Like, he doesn't fully have those mechanics that Kevin Durant has, but he has some of them. Cause you can see it, the way he dribbles the ball, the way he runs up the court. He doesn't run up the court like all these other centers do. He runs up the court like a small forward or something, Like Anthony Davis, like I'm just telling y'all, man, y'all gotta look out for Anthony Davis, man. He's gonna be something big in this league. And then you got DeMarcus Cousins, Boogie. That's my dude right there. I love DeMarcus Cousins, man. I always feel like DeMarcus Cousins was always gonna be something big. Had some knee problems in the beginning. Wasn't that big, He played through it. Did his thing. So I felt like when he made the team, I was like, yeah, this is definitely gonna help him going into next year, because this could really give him more experience, because hopefully next year he could be an all-star. That's the one person I really want to see be an all-star next year is DeMarcus Cousins. He needs to be in that all-star game, man. He deserves it. Who's another guy on there? Who's another guy? Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was just being Klay Thompson. Let me just say that right now. There was like no improvement needed. I've always felt like Klay Thompson was, I don't know. I don't want to say I know y'all might jump at me for this, but I always felt like Klay Thompson was better than Stephen Curry. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I mean, it's just something about Klay Thompson that makes me look at him more like this dude just has something more to offer than Steph Curry does. Now, don't get me wrong, Steph Curry is like IQ and his skill level, it without question is better than Klay's, but the potential that Klay and growth that Klay has in his game, it could make him 10 times better than Stephen Curry going forward. You just gotta look out for it, like you gotta look out for these guys, man, because this is the future of the league. LeBron is finna be 30 pretty soon, so it ain't gonna be long before he runs out of gas, and a young guy and the next guy comes up. I doubt it'll be KD, because KD will be just as old as he is, because you gotta remember KD came in 4 years later after LeBron did, so they're not far apart. So you gotta look at the future of this league, man, because there's a lot of potential in this league going forward. Who else benefit? Who else on the team and who benefited from it? I don't really think nobody else really benefited from this because not a lot of people got that much playing time. But those are the guys I feel like benefited from it. But the guy who, you know, I thought was going to really stand out and be that it was going to show me something was Derrick Rose. He was a real tease, man. He showed out. He showed out in those tryouts and the practices. Then we get to the games. He was doing pretty good. And then we did those exhibition games. The first 2 exhibition games, Derrick Rose was doing pretty good. And then all of a sudden he gets soreness in his knees. And then all of a sudden he's just not there anymore. Like, he was a real big tease. I really thought he was going to be something. I was like, man, you just wasting roster space, man. In my personal opinion, I understand. He's messed up both of his knees, so I mean it's understandable. Knee soreness and all this other stuff, but come on, man, show me something, man. I was really thinking that Derrick Rose was gonna show me. He was this time around. He was more ready, but hopefully, he comes alive in the regular season. So, because the Bulls gonna really need that going forward. And another thing too about Spain, man, wow, they got eliminated early by France. Watch out for Boris Diaw and Nicolas Batum this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Boris Diaw gets 6th man of the year and Nicolas Batum ends up like most improved player of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if both of those two would get that in this upcoming season. I wouldn't be surprised. I always feel like Nicolas Batum was a good player. Boris Diaw, very underrated. Very underrated player. Because they was just, I don't know. I think it was just France was just too dumb not to play small. That's what I think it was. I think France was just too dumb not to go small, and it fucked them over. So, yeah. But yeah, that's just me, That's just me giving my opinion on the young players coming up in the league this time around. This game's coming to an end. As you can see, we blow out the Denver Nuggets. Like I said, man, this should be an easy sweep, but sadly we lost game 1 because I fouled out, and we bounced back in game 2, and hopefully we can just sweep these guys in the next 4 games. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.